Bonjour tout le monde, bienvenue à cette petite capsule cette semaine avec Passion Whisky Québec et je suis aujourd'hui avec Andrew qui est International Sales Manager chez GlenAllachie. On va discuter d'une question spécifique, le redesign des boîtes et des étiquettes de GlenAllachie. On a entendu parler quand même pas mal dans la dernière semaine, puis je voulais aller directement à la source pour poser des questions à quelqu'un chez GlenAllachie. Et on a la chance d'avoir Andrew là, qui est disponible. Je ne le fais pas en live cette fois-ci parce qu'il est 7 heures le matin. Donc, c'était le temps qu'Andrew avait de disponible. Et je pense qu'on n'aurait pas eu grand monde ce matin en live à 7 heures. Donc, je fais un petit enregistrement ce matin, 15-20 minutes. Donc, je vous invite à mettre vos commentaires en bas ou à poser des questions additionnelles. Andrew va pouvoir répondre après si on n'a pas couvert tous les éléments. Donc, sur ce, I'll switch in English for you. Thank you, Andrew, to being with us. It's as I said, it's 7 in the morning for us here in Quebec.
Right and early, yeah.
Yeah, usually I do this kind of thing live with the people. They can ask directly their questions. But this morning I decided just to record our conversation and put it online after.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you for being there. We're going to cover questions, in fact, few questions related to the new box, new labels that you guys revealed a few days ago. There are a lot of questions on social media about that, comments. Some say I like it. Others for sure say I don't like it. So we're going to just ask you questions to you and understand a bit more what all this is about. So before going there, maybe just present yourself. What's your role with GlenAllachie? And then we'll jump directly in the subject. So go ahead.
Yeah. No worries. Well, no, thank you, Eric. It's great to speak, and yeah, appreciate the nice and early start for you, just after 7 o'clock in the morning in Canada. But no, yeah, as you said, my name's Andrew Mustard. I'm the international sales manager for GlenAllachie Distillery. So, as part of that, I represent markets across North America and Asia. So obviously within that falls Canada, and obviously within Canada, I look after the market in Quebec through the SEQ and our great importers at Noble Selection.
Awesome. And how did you happen to start this job?
Yeah, so I'm from Speyside originally. My dad and family, they grow malting barley up in Speyside. So I always grew up with a keen interest in the whiskey world. And that led me, I went to university and studied a brewing and distilling degree at Heriot-Watt University in Edinburgh. And then following on from that, I joined GlenAllachie based at the distillery, which was a great eye-opener into what happens across the whole site, but especially with a huge emphasis on the kind of wood management, maturation, warehousing side of things, which obviously plays a big part with us and yeah, with the company's philosophy and also Billy Walker's philosophy. So I was based at the distillery for around 18 months. And then following on from that, I got the opportunity to join the sales team based out of our head offices just outside of Glasgow. So I've been with the company for, almost coming up to 4 years. And kind of half of that has been split at the distillery, kind of in the warehouse, and then the other half based in the sales side.
Awesome. So let's go with the question, the first big question. So the new labels are quite different, but at the same time similar in some aspects. So what were the objective of this change among all the products you have? What was the main thing? And I'm sure, and as we discussed a little bit before, it's not something that is done in 2 weeks. So there's for sure thinking behind that.
Yeah,
So what was the reason to start, and what was the objective of it?
So we were, I mean, since the company was founded in 2017, since Billy Walker took on the distillery in 2017, we've done great things, and over the last kind of six or so years. And I think the idea of having this kind of brand refresh or rejuvenation complete, instead of a complete overhaul, the idea of that was just to kind of help us bring ourselves kind of into the marketplace, and kind of match the quality of the whiskey of what's in the bottle than with the case and the carton outside. The old branding, even though it was live up until a week ago, the old branding did a great job for us, helped us put us on the map in the initial kind of first 5 years of the company. But we wanted to kind of, I think, as a company, move ourselves into the next stage of the company's journey. So we used a great kind of brand agency called 3 Brand, who are based in Edinburgh. And we used them for our launch of Miko Tor as well, our peated single malt, which was released last year. Yeah. So if you look at the Miko Tor packaging and the GlenAllachie new packaging, there's a lot of similarities there beside each other. They're not exactly the same, but yeah, we've seen some comments online where people are saying they look similar. And that was the whole reason of it. It's almost like the 2 brands are kind of cousins, so to speak. So yeah, I suppose the real objective of it was really help to bring us into the marketplace, and really help emphasize us and make us stand out with those great kind of beautiful bold colors that we've seen in the core range so far.
Okay. And is there an objective to reach like new markets? Because for us, we already know GlenAllachie with this packaging. So for the I would say the regular customer, we were used to that kind of packaging now, completely different than others. And I think the sales were good. So is there an objective to reach new markets, reach new customers in the same markets? Was it part of the thing?
Yeah, I would say not necessarily the aim was reaching into new markets. Obviously, as a company, you're wanting to always grow and expand, but you also want to look after the markets that you're established in, such as in Quebec. So as a company, we're now in just over 50 markets worldwide, which is great. And again, fantastic when you think we just launched our core range in 2018. So we've done great things over the last kind of few years. But I think instead of just going into brand new markets, obviously the single malt whiskey around the world is in some markets it's quite a new thing. A lot of markets are still very much focused onto the blends, and niche, independent, well-made single malts are still very much in the infancy. But we want to be there when things maybe do when they do kind of kick off. But one thing that we wanted to kind of remain or emphasize on was that the core range, the colorings, even though the shades of the color are slightly different, that people still recognize that the 12-year-old, for example, is purple, the 15-year-old is blue, the 18-year-old is red. So when you go into a bar or an SEQ store, for example, and you see the bottle on the shelf, you look at the purple box, you go, oh, that's going to be a GlenAllachie 12. And the bottle size and shape, that hasn't changed. The carton size and shape has not changed. So people will still be, they'll think they'll be looking for something brand new, but it should really stand out when they go looking for it. But also, if people are new to the brand, we really hope that the bottles, the cartons kind of do stand out and make it appealing to the consumer eye.
So I'm sure that this was very important aspects, or let's say requirements given to the marketing consultant looking for the labels. It has to be in some ways related to what was already there. You mentioned the colors. Was there other elements that you'd say, okay, we need to keep the same thing, or they have white sheet to do what they want from there?
So I would say it wasn't a complete white sheet and say, off you go and do this, and we'll speak to you in 2 years' time when things are finalized. We gave them a set of guidelines, and this went through stages, and it went back and forward, and we worked really well. My colleagues in marketing and MPD worked very closely with them. But again, as we talked on just before, that every kind of member staff within the company was able to put in their inputs about what's something that they preferred or maybe didn't prefer, or what they thought needed slightly tweaking. So so you'll see that now when the first bottles do come to Quebec, or you see them, that they should really stand out, and the level of detail in there is great. Whether it's with the logo is similar but different to what it was before with the obviously the GlenAllachie writing, but still with a capital A in there. The font is slightly changed, but again, there's similarities. And to using our kind of emblem, so to speak, the logo, the whiskey in good hands, that is kind of a trademark that we're kind of going down, which is quite a nice way to emphasize the kind of what is in the bottle. What you have in your hands is it's been produced with a focus on quality kind of all the way through. So the agency had a bit of freedom to work with, but no, it definitely wasn't just a blank space.
So there's many, like say, I would say range. So there's the regular, there's the wood finish, wood collection, the single cask and everything. They were quite different one from the others. Was there an idea to have like the same feeling a bit more from for all these range, I would say?
Yeah, so no, good point. And again, out with our core range, and the great thing about being at GlenAllachie is there's always something different happening. There's so many different casks in the warehouse that we're monitoring, maturing, just to see the influence and the impact of that certain wood type has on our whiskey, on our GlenAllachie spirit. So we've had numerous releases of different virgin oaks, different wines, different kind of fortified wines. And so we've had many releases in the past and lots of different colors to bring them to the fore. But I think with us, we want to still make these special releases, which will be coming very soon, kind of make them stand out and make them different from the core range. But again, make you aware that there's as part of the GlenAllachie family, so to speak.
The bottle that are almost the same or the single cask. So I was almost asking myself if this was not the starting point for the rest of the other ranges. Yeah.
So obviously, since we launched last week on the 20th, there's been a UK single cask release, and obviously there's been a couple been launched in Europe, mainland Europe. Obviously, shipping times, things take a lot less to get to Europe than they do to Canada. So they've been launched, and I think with the single cask, we wanted to follow the similar format of what we had before, almost premiumize the packaging, because single cask really should stand out. So instead of coming in kind of cases of 6, they're still in cases of 4 with a premium gift carton, gift box. And again, I think what is great is you see the similarities. It's a great picture there of the old branding and the new branding. But I would say the new branding really does just stand out. And again, going back to that point I made earlier, that the colours of what we had in the core range before, so the purple and the 12 and the 18 being red, people look at the single cask boxes and they automatically think of it being kind of that grey or silver. And nowadays, when they see that, it really should stand out on the shelf with the kind of customer text kind of added into it as well.
Yeah. And for sure, when we change anything anywhere, there are some always positive comments and less positive comments, let's say, or negative comments. Mm-hmm. So from the launch few days ago, you've probably received a lot of comments from fans. Is it more positive or negative for the single cask and for the other ranges too? This change, how has been received?
Yeah, so since we launched last week, overall, I would say, well, I've been very flattered with the volume and number of comments that we've had from across the world. And the large majority of comments have been very, very positive, which is great. And it's kind of very reassuring to the company and the guys in NPD and marketing that what they've done is the correct decision. Because, I mean, with a rebrand or any refresh, you only have one chance to get it right. And you do the best you can, and you hope that the consumers will enjoy. But again, it can be hard to please 100% of people. Some people are a little bit, I would say, unsure about it. But again, like anything, it takes time. And once they see it more and more on the shelf or see it in their collection, then people will get used to it and really see what we've tried to do is for the benefit of everyone. And we've not just done it to irritate people around the world. There's a reason we've done it. And I think in a few months' time, and once these bottles start to appear in markets kind of worldwide across North America and across markets in Asia, then people will start to see, there's a reason why we've done it.
Yeah. And talking about reasons, for sure, you had 2 stickers before, now it's 1. There are also less like gold, let's say, ink on the bottles.
Mm-hmm.
There's no more GlenAllachie on the, there's a small one there, but probably with less ink. So there is also there are also some comments about having done this to decrease the cost also of the labels. Same thing with the boxes. Maybe a little bit, in fact, more simple design, probably more simple printing, and not gloss. It's let's say regular box. All this also decrease the cost. Was it an objective in the design?
Yes, I would say I can see exactly where that viewpoint would come from. With if you're going from 2 stickers, 2 front labels, just to 1, and less kind of gold lettering and writing, you'd think there would be a cost reduction in that. But that's not the case really at all. Our costs, probably remain very similar to what they were before, but it wasn't a kind of a cost-cutting exercise. One thing that we have done, though, to not just we're not reducing our costs, is we definitely are reducing our kind of environmental footprint. So we are working now with 100% UK-based suppliers for all packaging supplies, and the cartons are made from 100% virgin fiber pulp, which is kind of all purchased through well-managed sustainable forests and are 100% recyclable, which is something we're very proud of. And again, the carton's been they've been designed with kind of with minimum waste from start to finish. So we're reducing the weight of the pack and the transport costs, obviously, instead of shipping our dry goods from the 4 corners of the world, which people could potentially do. We're trying to use it as much as local as possible, kind of from start to finish, which is something that we're very proud about, and kind of really goes back to one of our kind of key points of the company being independently owned and managed. Is we want to do our bit for everyone, from whether that's local farmers down the way to using local kind of UK suppliers.
And just talking about that, I'm doing a little bit in the future, but there are some distilleries now that are just completely removing their boxes. They're just they just go with bottles. Is that something that you're looking to do?
I would say it's probably something that we're keeping a keen eye on, and to see what other companies are doing and releasing. And we're now seeing more and more companies doing that, which is great that people are wanting to go down that route. The one potential issue is obviously the risks of shipping any glass product, and if it's not in a kind of safe carton, safe box, then you don't want damages to occur when it's going from A to B, whether that's on the back of a lorry or on a container going across the Atlantic Ocean. So I'd say with us, it's something that we're definitely keeping a keen eye on at the moment, and who knows what the future holds. But we're very interested, and and me personally, I'm enjoying seeing what other companies are doing to try and kind of, whether it's minimizing their their kind of costs or kind of carbon footprint that way. So
yeah. But at the same time, I would say for whiskey lovers, sometimes you buy bottles and you want to keep them. There's also say this is a good way to keep the bottle at a good quality, keeping that in the boxes away from the sun and in dark. So personally, I would say keep that in the far future.
yeah,
Don't do this too early.
no, exactly.
I don't like just buying a bottle
Mhm.
by itself. I like the box. There's more information on the box at the same time.
Exactly.
Also.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just something that you have to keep the bottle away from the light, and so yeah.
Yeah.
Just
No,
my my comment.
It's a good point you make there as well, because obviously we want every bottle that people buy of GlenAllachie or Mico Tour or underneath the GlenAllachie portfolio, but you want people to buy a bottle to open. Maybe that's not to open straight away, but to wait for a special occasion or for so the wedding day, Christmas, the birth of a child or whatever. So it's something that you want to be able to know that you can put into a cupboard and it's going to be, or into the shelf, and it's going to be safe. And one of the key things to keep that kind of high quality within the bottle is to keep it away from that direct sunlight. So having it on display in your house, in your living room, in your kitchen is great, but you don't want to damage it and potentially ruin what is inside the bottle when you do kind of save the moment to open it up and it's something's happened. So
yeah. And talking about bottles and specific products, and can you give us a bit of an idea what's coming this year, and let's say in the next 12 or 18 months or something like that? What should we expect as new releases? And for sure, people here in Quebec City and Quebec Province, in fact, we know we're not going to get these bottles right away. It has to go through the whole SAQ import process, or through private import as well. But what are the new releases coming in the next few months?
Yeah, so with our press release that we had last week, we announced that our kind of next batch of our 30-year-old will be coming shortly and will be released shortly. So that'll be really exciting to really showcase to people what is happening there. And yeah, we've got other different exciting wood finishes coming down the line, which I would say I would just keep a keen eye on our social media over the next kind of few weeks. But no, with us, with GlenAllachie, there's always, as I touched on earlier, there's always something happening down the line. We want to, not flood the market, but we want to always bring something really exciting to the market every few months or every year. Always on a fairly limited quantity as well, because when we're buying different cask types with Billy Walker, with his connections throughout the world, whether it's different types of, as I said, virgin oak or different types of wines, fortified wines, and we are putting our GlenAllachie spirit into there. We're constantly monitoring these casks, but again, sometimes we get these casks and it's pretty low volume. They're very hard to come by because of the rarity, because of the cost. So it's something that we are very proud to promote. Our kind of wood management is one of the most most exciting to be a part of in Scotland, or not just Scotland, but the world. So no, I would say to you and the rest of the guys in the Whiskey Club is keep your eyes peeled for things that are coming down the line, and they will, I'm sure, no doubt, make it to an SEQ store in time.
Yeah, SAQ, as I said, maybe if it's not going there, we can look at potential private import then of these products with the agency in Quebec Province. That's great. I don't want to take too much of your time. I know you had something else after. It's already 25 minutes in now. we just did more than what we would like, but that's perfect. Thank you for your time. It's really appreciated, and I'm sure we will have other opportunities in the future to talk together about new releases. And just to finish on that, you were also mentioning maybe you're coming in Canada, maybe in Quebec Province in the let's say this year.
Yes. So hopefully we'll meet up in person later on in 2024. We'd look forward to that.
Exactly. Looking to do maybe some tasting. So awesome.
For sure.
So again, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. And yeah, this video will be posted on the Passion Whiskey Quebec social media pretty soon for everyone to hear your answers about this new packaging. So
Cool.
thank you again for your time.
No worries. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.